My name is Chuck Hensley. I'm the Chief of Security and Operations for the Muncie Community Schools. I'm also a police officer, retired uniform captain, and current reserve. We're here at Muncie Central today prior to the school year. As you're all aware, we're having our transition from 2 high schools to 1, and we want everybody to be on the same page when we get here as far as training. Today we're training on active shooter, in case we'd have an incident in the school where somebody would bring a gun in. God forbid that happening here, but we want to be prepared in case it does. This building is quite large, and we're taking our almost 50 strong security force and training them on how to prepare for an active shooter in this building. And part of that training as well is maps and making an actual physical sweep through the building, and then we'll go ahead and have an active shooter hide. We have several in a certain portion of the building, and we'll take our guys up there and teach them how to do hallway clears, room clears, stairway clears, so that they can be prepared for the worst event, and God forbid we don't want that to happen. I just got back from a school in California and met the officer that actually stopped the killer at Arapahoe High School in Arapahoe, Colorado, and now those killers are targeting officers. He was the sole officer there. There were some security guards, but they weren't police officers. He was the sole armed guard there, and the killer there wanted him to be the first one he killed. Fortunately for him, fortunately for the officer was on the lot doing his afternoon lunch checks and was late getting back in from the lunch checks, and basically the killer didn't know that he was late coming back in, and came in and shot a girl first, and then of course the officer came in shortly after the shooting and heard the pandemonium and was alive to stop this kid. In less than 80 seconds, because a police officer was there and a NASRO trained police officer, National Association of Security Officers, Resource Officers, this guy contained this gentleman, or this kid, and the kid killed himself. The kid was armed with multiple rounds and multiple explosive devices. So we got to be aware. I was telling my guys, you got to be aware that you may be the first target. In Muncie schools, we don't just have one officer at our secondary schools. It's multiple layered and tiered, and we don't foresee that being a problem. Our officers are trained to help each other. Most of them are on the similar departments, area departments, and they know how to respond. If one of them gets attacked, say for instance in this school at the beginning of the school year, there are 4 to 5 at least others in the building. So really you'd have to bring a tactical team in to take down all our officers at the same time. That won't happen. So we're just being prepared. We're doing proactive approach toward all our crime prevention here, and that's why we're here. We're going to continue to do so. Behind me is the classroom portion of our training. It's going to last almost 2 hours, and then we go over multiple shootings at other buildings to see what the patterns were and the MO of the offender. And these guys are being trained on, again, the clearing, what you do. We're also doing safety checks, which with police officers you always want to do a safety check and make sure there's no live weapons in your building for training. So that's what's going on currently behind me.
When it comes to potential victims, if you're working with somebody in the community, other businesses that you're working with, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security has this guide. This is one page and the other page. It says, I know this is tiny, but it says evacuate, hide out, take action. When it comes to a fire, we need to train our businesses that we work with and those we support and protect to find the closest locking door within their business so they can shelter in place. When it comes to some other special considerations are we always have to think in terms of there's one, there's many. We may have synchronized attacks, more than one synchronized attack at more than one location within our communities. The doors may be blocked or may be chained. Our radios may not work inside every building. Some of the buildings we go into, our radios may not work at all. We can imagine what kind of challenges we would have with that, not being able to communicate with each other and or dispatchers. The public may self-deploy, especially if you're working security at a county. You may have a parent that shows up with a shotgun that just wants to help. So we may have some people that are deploying trying to help us out. A credible threat may last hours and or days. Most people think in terms of a credible threat, they're going to call the police, call 911. we're going to show up, take care of the problem. And yes, we will. But a credible threat could be something that lasts a couple of days. Someone they think may come and attack the property, and all properties, all businesses, facilities should have a plan in place to deal with a credible threat that lasts a length of time. So look at the big picture. If something like that happens, what's really going on? So a quick overview on explosive devices, and then we'll get into our scenarios. Most, they can get it anywhere. Menards, Walmart, Radio Shack, all the pieces you need to make a bomb. Some things that we want to look for, precursors of someone who's making a homemade bomb. Obviously pipes. Metal pipes work better than plastic pipes because they're more condensed. Batteries, mouse traps, fishing line, tape, anything like that that could be used to detonate an explosion. This is a away from that explosion, you could feel the ground shaking afterwards. As you can see, 500 pounds of ammo will definitely... Hi, I'm Jay Dotson. I'm a Muncie Police Reserve, have been since 1982. I'm also certified through the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy as an instructor and as a defensive tactics instructor, and since 2002 as an active shooter instructor for police officers. I've also been trained through the FEMA course, which is Homeland Security is now under FEMA, as a active shooter instructor. I've also been an instructor through the Center for Domestic Preparedness as a weapons of mass destruction instructor and the Incident Command as well. So what we're doing today is we're training the school resource officers for the Muncie Community Schools on responding to an active shooter incident. The beginning of the training today, we did a presentation talking about case studies, how we can minimize the risk of an active shooter, how we would respond as police officers, and also how police officers in the community and all the security jobs that they perform could help businesses with writing their plans and how they could train their staff, how they could respond in an episode of a potential active shooter incident. We also went over some brief information on improvised explosive devices. This will be a very intense training for the officers towards the end here as we'll get into hands-on scenarios. We'll go over the basic fundamentals as far as reviewing the formations that we're trained, which is actually a nationally templated program that all police departments are taught across the country. We'll do the basic fundamentals on the team formations, room searching, covering stair movement as well, and then we're going to engage each one of the officers in a hands-on scenario where they're faced with training devices called airsoft equipment, which is really a horrible name because they hurt like the dickens when they hit you. So the officers are going to be engaged with a lot of sensory overload. We have alarms going off, we have some suspect IEDs, and then we have some role players being the bad guys that will be shooting back at them. The intent, the idea behind the training is to put the officers as close as possible to a real incident, so if they ever do respond to the real incident, they're as much familiar as they could possibly be with that type of an incident. One of the phrases we use in law enforcement is that we train like we fight, and we fight like we train. So that's essentially what we're doing with these officers, and we're proud of each and every one that showed up today to train. Right time. So what do we do here? Well, obviously, we're in a breach position, we're in a bad position. So if we decide we're going to go forward, what we're going to do here is we're going forward. The right flank's basically going to cover this area. Okay. Because you're going to focus on that. You've got to make a decision, though, am I going this way or am I going that way? So even though you're the team leader, you're the point man, you're leading the team. When it comes down to a big decision, then you're the person that makes the decision on that. Make sense? Yeah. So let's say we get about halfway up the hallway, come about up to about here, and all of a sudden, we find the threat is that way. So all we're going to do here is we're just switching positions. Now you become the point man. You come over here on the right side, Larry. So then you fill in the gap. Make sense? Yep. Makes sense. Because he was here, now the threat's that way, so then we're going to come this way down the hall. You come that way. Make sense? Okay, so let's go back the other way, where we were coming.
Now, do you want to...
Looking at the big picture of things. In other words, he's focusing
He's got tunnel vision down the hall.
Exactly. He's looking at what he thinks is a threat. You're leading the group. You may see something he doesn't see because he's too focused on what's going on down there. Okay? So when we were here, we filled in the gaps because we saw the threat over there. The other thing to think about is back up over here, gentlemen. As we're over here, when the point man gets to about here, we gotta slice the pie, which we know. And this is training. You know, we find in training it's more difficult because it's not the real thing, right? But as a point man's here, he's thinking in terms of, okay, I've got to slice the pie because this person may be right around that corner. So you're going to slice the pie a little bit before everybody else comes up. You look, maybe you don't see anything. It's good to go. When we said earlier when I was talking in there, if we're going to use loud terminology, we're going to shout, that's fine, because originally that we did this in terms of we want the shooter to hear us coming. We want them to divert their attention towards us, but in certain times we may want to try and sneak up on the person. If our SWAT hand signals are going to be simple. It's going to be this means stop, this means go. This means danger, this means gun, that means look. Everybody knows what this means. You see something that doesn't look right, it's, you know, that maybe that bottle of water we might think might be an IED. I might go to let everybody know it's there, and that's it. Okay? All right, if you guys want to go on up to Dave, he'll talk to you about the room clear, and we'll get the next group coming in.
Stay right here, guys. You've already heard gunshots down towards here where he said you're also going to go towards the threat. If you haven't heard, you're going to have to clear this room and the door shut. So how do you clear a room with the door shut? Okay. First of all, you're going to have to get one guy over here with the hinge side. If you find the hinge side, this is the side where the guy is going to actually come and open the door for you. Three of you is going to be right here, and then when you just flow in like you normally do in your room clear. So whoever's the point man.
If the door's open?
No, if it's closed.
If it's closed, but it's unlocked.
If it's closed, whoever your point man is going to come up to here and post here. As he posts here, since it's just a three-man, he's going to turn around, and then three of you is going to be in here. When three of you back up here, three here.
Get on the side.
So if Matt's the point man, Matt's going to look at you guys. 1, 2. Flow in.
All three?
All three. Matt stays here. Matt will come in here. As you cover. Now you got cover, and now you're still posted up, and you can see you still have covered. You've cleared. Say you've cleared this area. Now you're posting up. And now you've got cover through here. Okay. When you guys are done clearing this room, first guy comes out. He says, "Coming out." Goes in tap. As that, then you go back in your formation. Okay.
So, and all three go in?
All three go in.
One goes left, or one goes right, one goes left, and what?
Right.
One goes in the middle?
Right. When you go, I'm going to show you up here when you actually go in.
Okay.
I just want to use this as a closed door, what you do when you go in.
Okay.
So, everybody clear that?
Yep.
Front man always opens the door, inside opens it. That way it's smoother when you guys go in. Nobody's coming over here. Your diamond formation, what you guys are doing, you guys are going to have to flow in. So your number one guy is going to be, who's your community, your team leader here? Whoever the team leader is going to have to be saying, open door left, open door left. That means letting the team know you got to open door left, and you guys got to flow in. Okay.
Same scenario?
This is just an open door. Now you don't have to, now the point man doesn't have to post up here and open the door. Yeah, whoever then, you just flow in. So as you flow in, the last man post up in the door frame here, so you have cover. You're still covering through here, you're posting up. As you come in, whatever the scenario is of how the room is set up, you're just going to have to utilize whatever. I mean, every scenario, every room is set up different. What I'm saying is, so if you got something here, the first guy, you obviously don't want to. This is a blind side right here. The threat could be right here, this main wall when you come in. You bounty up. You guys know what that is? Leapfrog up. So if he's going to post here, Sam, you should come behind him. And as you're still cutting the pie, Matt, you're doing the same thing. If there's three of you, you guys clear like you normally do. You're slicing, you're cutting the pie. Okay.
So I'm going to stop here.
Right.
Those two are going to.
That's just what this is not the right way. This is just the way that
What works.
Yeah.
So Sam's going to come
One
around.
way you can work. Right. You have an unknown right there because there's a box. You have no idea. So Sam will come behind you, slice the pie. Your job is to cut this other part of the pie here, if it's dark in here or whatever. Okay?
Gotcha.
All right. If you're going to come to utilize the stairs, first you've got the mirrors, so you can utilize the mirror. But not every staircase has mirrors. All right? So you're going to bounty up, you need to leapfrog up. So your first guy is going to be here. All right?
Now is that going to be your point man still?
Point man will come up here. You still got cover here. Number two guy, same thing. One guy kind of zigzag up. You still got cover. Now the third guy, past number two, you're right here. And then your fourth guy passes everybody and you still got some kind of cover right here. Once you get to this point, you do the same thing as you go up, okay? You keep leapfrogging up until you get up here.
Okay.
Once you get up here, you're gonna actually go into to Dudley, and you're gonna start the actual scenario, okay? Go ahead and try. Last thing, make sure you don't flag each other.
Right
Stop
there,
there,
right
Sam.
there, right there.
Sam, keep your eyes up here. Keep your gun up. Larry, you go past everybody. Once Larry's set, go. Same thing, leapfrog back up. Don't flag each other. Now you guys can start moving up. Larry can be in charge of start moving up. That means Larry comes up, just taps, that means go. Once you feel that tap, then you guys are going.
Tell you which way to go. Anything that's taped off, you're avoiding, that's a wall, okay? Any man down situation that you come across, okay? You're gonna just, it's active shooting, you're gonna check them for weapons and move on, okay? And there is a bad guy out there.
No, it's open. Ready?
Yep. Somebody help him out.
Sticky.
I'm instructing the group that's going through training right now. Instructing the group going through training. Okay. Come out. Hold up. Hey, real quick, guys, I got to instruct. If this is a point, because that's your point guy. Keep moving and adjusting, and you're just gonna get confused. Right. When we have doors, just hold up. Right. If you're gonna keep your position here. Your right and left guards are gonna enter your rooms for you. Right. And then they'll come out. They're gonna hit you. These two guys are checking the rooms. So if you got an open door, all you need to do is you need to go just past that door. Hold on. If you're right here and he's going, I got an open door right. You're gonna go past this. And you're gonna pull it out. Till they get the room cleared. And the good thing to do is, if you go in there and you get it cleared, and you guys get ready to come back out of the room, just say, coming out. And someone out here says, come on out. And then once you guys are out, then you lead them back to where they need to go. Good? That way, in this hallway, you got the front and you got the rear. That way, the fatal funnel is always covered. All right. You ready? Just slow down a little bit. Slow down. Stay tight. Stay close. Got door right, hallway left. Hold up. Door locked. Hallway left. Okay. Sam, watch the hallway. Move forward, move forward. Watch the hallway, door right. Lock. Another door right. You got a wall. You got a wall. There's a wall there. You're good. You're all right. Okay, all right. I didn't see the tape. Yeah, through the trap.
Right.
We're Master Commander here for you on Brian Casey within 15 minutes. We're going to get funky with you. And it's going to get funky with you, as a matter of fact. And a song that One Republic sang yesterday morning on the Today Show. I love this one too. Love runs out. Very crankable. Right here on 104.1.
Get him all the way on the ground.
Pat him down.
Hey, simulate cuffing. Any other weapons?
No.
Go.
Second floor. Go.
Where we're at. Clear, clear, clear. Boy, right again. Clear, come out. Come on now. Sorry, he's slow. Okay. Open door. Go. Body's on the ground. Body's on the ground. We're gonna check this door. Open the door. Open the door. Go in. Right there. Clear over here. Clear. Coming out.
Check the closets, check the closets.
Locked. Coming out.
Coming out.
Got bodies on the ground. Bodies on the ground. Watch that door. Watch that wall. Door right. Locked. Okay. Keep going. Door to the left. Door to the left. Locked. Door to the right. All the way on the left. Second door. Locked. Bathroom. Bathroom. Go in.
Woke up in somebody's arms, strange and so familiar, when nothing could go wrong. Barely alive or nearly dead, somehow waking my own bed, and there you are. In my way, life is but a dream. I was shot down by your love.
Open door. Go in. Go in.
Come down, check behind this.
Got one. Got one.
What the hell?
Bad guy. Bad guy.
Stick your hand out.
Hands.
Contact.
Behind there.
Contact. Jack, he's dead.
Got one now.
Good movement, guys, good movement.
Finish the search, boys. Finish the search.
Alright,
I gotta get out. I'm having to jump out.
Got it,
Look upon your greatness, precious in the courthouse, in the courthouse.
Good call.
Scenario is pretty good. It's good training. To do a good scenario with the active shooter. I believe letting the teams go in together from different departments, small towns, cities, county. When we all come together at a school, we all have to know what we're going to do when we go in. That's definitely good training for everybody. So I'd love to do it again.
I thought the training seminar today was good. We need more of it throughout the year. I've worked in the schools over 30 years, and this is just a recent occurrence that we've had the training with other departments and within our department, and you never know when we might be put in a situation that we would have to react, and you can't get enough of this training to prepare yourself. And hopefully this will help us if we ever do get put in that situation. Hopefully we never do, but we got to train like it's a possibility.